Hey, and we are the Coalition, loud and proud, outrage porn-free, civilly disobedient media, broadcasting from your Rhode Island GOP headquarters at an undisclosed location here in the greater, what do we call it now, Rhode Island International Airport area. I'm here with State Chair Joe Powers. He's joining us tonight. Folks, hope you're not operating any heavy equipment. I hope you're not drinking any hot liquids. But tonight, really, in the fullest sense, kicks off the 2024 presidential election. Yes, I said it. It's here, and it's not going away. Joe, first of all, thanks for inviting me by tonight. I've been here tonight. You had a steady stream of people coming in and out. Just kind of, if you can, tell us what happened tonight, but also give us a snapshot of the process of the Republican Party nominating their presidential candidate, which my understanding is tonight is really the kickoff of that effort on a formal basis.
Yeah, it is, Pat. Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you into the dungeon here, but we have had a very steady group of people coming and going into the room to actually kick off to the 2024 presidential. You might want to sit down for that because I know it's a little heavy on the heart, realizing we're already back into another presidential cycle here, which is going to be pretty amazing. So what we did is we actually kicked this off with the signature party, where we have on the tables behind you, we have all of the forms filled out for signatures for all 39 cities and towns. And we've had people coming in as from far away from Charlestown. We've had people from Jamestown, people from Woonsocket and Lincoln.
Over the bridge? They made it over the bridge.
Over the bridge.
Yes.
It took them a little bit of time. I think somebody said they hired a hovercraft. Another person said they had a surfboard.
I understand there's a ferry.
There is a ferry.
Right?
There is a ferry. I just don't know how much it costs and who got the contract. That's not the point of this conversation. But the process is going to be between now, the 28th, and January 11th is the signature period for the 2024 presidential cycle. All the cities and towns, or most of the cities and towns, are going to have multiple signature parties between now and the 11th, and they're actually listed right on our website at ri.gop. You can go take a look anytime. Questions on how to get there, you can always go to communications at ri.gop. All the cities and towns are having at a minimum of 3 different signature parties across the state. We're going to be on Saturdays. We're going to be during the week to try to make it as convenient, and they're going to be doing door knocking again, so get ready for that.
So now, again, we're looking down the barrel of an extended primary process, which, by the way, appears is going to happen on all 3 major parties, as we like to say, the coalition, the Libertarian, the Republican, and the Democratic Party, because it appears that Joe Biden will, in fact, have a primary competition. So what was the deadline, or is the deadline, if someone wants to run on the Rhode Island ballot for the GOP nomination? What's that process? So
have their paperwork in. It is by tomorrow. They have to have their paperwork in order to actually be approved for going out and getting signatures.
Okay. So they submit their nomination, if you will, their self-nomination for this. And then each individual nominee, their campaign, has to then put out people to fill up their nomination pages. How many good signatures, and this is an important point here in Rhode Island, because we've all had an education on petitioning.
Signature collection.
We're all experts now. We all went to the Facebook School of Petitioning. But how many signatures do they have to get? When can they start? And when do they have to have them by?
They literally can start now, and they have to be all submitted by the 11th of January. And they need 1,000 signatures.
Wow.
Good signatures, 1,000 each.
From living people.
From living people primarily, yeah.
Right.
This is the Republican Party, so yeah.
You're right, and if they're a member of a town council, they should probably be asked first before someone endorses for them.
Yeah, but we're working at the presidential level right now. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it later.
Boom. So 1,000 good signatures, that's a tall order.
It is, and you know what? This is the reason why all of the cities and towns are actually stepping up and doing an amazing job. Like I said, you go to the website, ri.gop, in your local cities and town, multiple opportunities to get out, and they're going to come to you as well and knock on the doors.
Right. Now, how many folks have announced formally in Rhode Island? Because, again, the deadline's tomorrow, and I want to remind anyone who may be thinking about it tonight, don't go to Pawtucket Town Hall after like 10 o'clock in the morning, if in fact the roof is still there. You have to be aware of those kind of patchwork quilt deadlines.
Yeah.
But so far, who has announced to be on the ballot in Rhode Island for the GOP nomination?
So currently, the paperwork that's actually been filled out right now, there's 5 of them in total. There's Donald Trump. There is Vivek actually got his paperwork in today, I believe it was. Chris Christie, you got Nikki Haley, and you got Ron DeSantis have all filed their paperwork.
Wow. All right. So you've got the heavyweights.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the actual primary election is when?
It's April 2nd, right? Yeah, April 2nd.
Okay. Do you wish, in a sense, that they moved up the primary date in Rhode Island? Part of the fun is if you get on before Super Tuesday or Super Thursday or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you wish they'd move that up a little bit?
Yeah, to make it easier on us, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And as far as those candidacies go, is there an early voting availability on and someone just asked, someone just asked podcast, no, Vivek did submit his paperwork today.
He got submitted this morning.
So the Power Five, if you will, are all, going to be on the ballot, apparently, for the nomination. So, I mean, getting back to the point, would moving it up be better for the state?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Would it make it a lot easier on us? Hit the Super Tuesday mark and then be able to give us more time to actually work on the campaign for having that one singular candidate to be able to focus on.
Right. And at the same time, give Rhode Island a little bit more clout nationally. In my 30 years or so in Rhode Island, I can only really point to the Barack-Hillary Democratic nomination as one that had real relevance, if you will, on a national level. Now, on the other hand, if you've got 5 candidates still duking it out,
yeah,
it could be pretty intense.
Yeah, and the conversation keeps getting longer and longer on who it is that you're going to support, who it is that's going to get it, as compared to let's just finalize it, let's get it done, and then let's find out who the candidate's going to be, and ultimately let's get out there and make it happen for us.
Are there individual candidacies that have presences already in Rhode Island, or is that still sort of gearing up?
You mean as far as them sending over their campaign
Yeah.
workers here? Not yet. I do believe that one is coming next week. I believe Nikki Haley is sending out a contingent next week. And somebody other than us filed the paperwork for Vivek, so somebody came in.
Okay.
I don't know who it was.
All right, so you expect a real debate to take place here in Rhode Island about the future candidacy of the POTUS election.
I hope so, because when you do that, it's actually going to create energy about who it is that we're looking for, get all your questions answered, and then give us the opportunity to pick the right person to actually represent the Republican Party and ultimately become president.
Excellent, excellent. Do you expect endorsements from party leadership, or do you think party leadership will sort of stay out of the fray for the...
From my standpoint, right now, it's not going to be an endorsement process. We don't have that in play. It's going to be whoever gets there and then whoever the general consensus is as far as the state party is concerned. Once we get to that level, I think we're pretty much going to carry it straight through until the primary to see who it is that actually comes out on the other side.
Right. So the individual campaigns are going to have to put up resources in their state. How many delegates will Rhode Island bring to the Republican National
We have
Convention?
16. There's 16 delegates, and we have a few alternates that go along with that as well, and then a couple other administrative type people that are coming as well.
And when do those folks make their announcement that they're...
That's actually after the election, actually, is when it happens.
Okay. So...
Say again?
It's at the end of January.
Oh, it's the end of January.
Okay. All right, so the end of January. Actually, come on for a second. All right. Jesus Hilario, party...
He didn't brush his hair.
Executive Director... You look marvelous. All right, Executive Director of the party is here as well. Again, it's been a steady stream of people since I've been here. So there's going to be competition even within creating the delegations. And then for folks who haven't been through a presidential primary, ultimately the presidential primary will choose who are the delegates going to convention. Is it a winner-takes-all state in Rhode Island, or is it proportional?
Proportional, yeah.
And I'll ask this out to the crowd. Do superdelegates have a play at all anymore?
Nope.
So the party's effectively gotten rid of that.
Yep.
All right, and I think a lot of people smiled when they heard that.
Yeah.
It just brings a lot more democracy, if you will, to the
Yeah.
process. So, Joe Powers again, Chair of the Rhode Island GOP. Just give us a quick snapshot again. Where can folks find out information, what the signature deadline is, and how they can be involved?
Yeah. So again, thank you very much for coming out, Pat. I really appreciate it. So guys, if you're looking to find where you can actually go to make it more convenient for you to actually put your signature down, go to ri.gop. We actually just put them all up as far as the signature parties and where they're going to be held. There's also going to be door knocking. All these are going to be done by the cities and town committees. They're going to be heading out over the next few weeks. We need to have this all done and submitted by January 11th.
Wow.
So there's going to be a bunch of parties that are happening across the state. I think each one that told us they were doing parties, there's a minimum of like 3 parties each city and town. So there's plenty of opportunities. Plus, there's going to be some door knocking happening as well. So it's going to be an exciting time. And you can also swing by the headquarters, 1800 Post Road in Suite 17I. Just give us a knocky-loo or give us a call. You can always call me if you want to. My name is Joe. And then you can come by and we can get you signed up here as well.
I want to stress 1,000 signatures, 1,000 good signatures.
Yeah.
Very often requires anywhere from 1,400 to 1,600, if you will, on a gross level.
Yeah.
Folks should take a moment, check their voter registration,
Yep. see
see where they live,
Yep.
understand that, and this is the challenging part. We saw this during Sabina Gate. Did I just say that? During Sabina Gate, what we found out was something that third-party people like me, full disclosure, have known all along, that a lot of folks move a lot, particularly these days in Rhode Island. So go online, check your address.
Yeah.
Be thoughtful about how you sign the form. We saw during that period a few months ago, during the special CD1 election, literally hundreds and hundreds, maybe even more signatures get thrown out because people, their signature, they'd either scrawled it when they did it originally, and we can expect some reform legislation on this, by the way, this year because, well, it affected the Democrats. But we be thoughtful about it.
Yeah.
Because it's enough work for people to go through this process. Almost all of them are volunteers to find out that a lot of those efforts may have been in vain because folks just didn't understand where they're registered
Yeah.
and how they sign their name.
So I'll tell you what, Pat, and you brought up a very good point, and we're here to help across the board, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, unaffiliated, independent, whatever. If you send an email to communications@ri.gop, we can actually look up the information online for you if you don't know where to go. You can always go to your Board of Election, Board of Canvassers, and see where you are as far as your election status is concerned. What's the most exciting part about is having these heavyweights, as you refer to them, Pat, coming into Rhode Island and actually focusing on Rhode Island and wanting us to give them help to get them up. And what I think what's most important about it is the fact that on the Republican Party, we just give everybody the opportunity. We're here to support all of the candidates right now. It doesn't matter to us. Unlike right now, the Democrats who are closing everything off for everybody and just only giving Joe Biden, a dance floor to actually showcase what it is that he's going to do if he decides to run on the other side of it. We're here to actually give everybody the platform.
And it really does. Let me just throw this out as we finish up here. Again, if you're just joining us, we're here at RIGOP headquarters in an undisclosed location. Now, he's going to give you the address. But actually, someone just, a great question that I hadn't thought of. Can you sign for multiple candidates?
You can sign for all 4 candidates, all 5 candidates if you want to.
Excellent. Mr. Andrew Robin, thank you very much. Great question.
Great question.
And because upon these technicalities lie, if you will, the prospects of so many people, because I'm going to stress again, 1,000 good signatures in 11 days, that's a tall order.
It is. Well, we're up for it. I'll tell you what, here's what's the most impressive part of all of this is the amount of support that we're actually getting from the Republicans in the state of Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. Across the board, as of 2022, we had a lot of candidates that ran for office. A lot of them did very well. A lot of them are re-entering the race for next year. But a good number of them became delegates, if not chairs of the city, towns, and committees. So they're actually putting themselves out there to actually help make this thing happen. Mm-hmm. And because of that, we actually have a huge contingency of people that have the ability to go out and get all the signatures for us. So I'm never going to call it easy, but it does simplify the process when we're able to spread it out over the entire state. And a great question, Andrew, simply because it makes it easier on the Board of Canvassers as well. If we hand over 5 sheets of paperwork and it's the same name across all 5 of them, that's a very quick, easy check for them. That way they know that there's nobody playing any funny business or anything.
Right, and the best part of this, if you're an insurgent candidacy, it really gives you an opportunity to develop and spread and discuss and incubate and your message as well as the party's message.
Amen to that.
All right, Joe Powers, one more time, what's the website?
The website is ri.gop. or you can send us a question at communications@RIGOP, or come down to the headquarters, undisclosed location. Don't tell Pat. We don't want to let him know where we're located. 1800 Post Road, Suite 17I. It's right in the airport plaza at the Executive Suites. Down the stairs on first door on your left-hand side. I look forward to everybody coming out.
Thank you. Have a great night. And to everyone here, and I've gotten to know Democrats and Republicans on a first-name basis across the state, a wonderful new year, and may the odds be ever in everyone's favor. Take care.
Happy New Year.